Hi everyone, May 30th, 2 more days. I actually have been doing all this research on how to generate an audience, and it looks like I'll probably have to continue doing videos just to, you know, generate interest and continue interest. But that's neither here nor there. We have 2 more days for this particular project where I have been taking the month of May and honoring Mental Health Awareness Month to talk about my journey with mental illness. So I had asked you guys several days ago to throw questions my way of things that you wanted me to address, and I was going to take the last 2 days to answer them. And I got some good questions. So I want to start with the first one. And let me read it. I'm gonna see if I can do this without. Yes, okay. So I'll read the question in its totality, and then I'll answer it as I go along. Could you talk about how maybe you could have become stronger and overcome things you have personally dealt with? Perhaps had your spouse not put you through this for years, causing self-doubt, blame, insecurity, untrusting, etc. Do you feel if you had felt complete trust and security, you could have grown? I was told by someone recently, the men we fall in love with, relationships are meant to build us up, not tear us down. I'd love to hear your feelings about this. Good question. Thank you, Victoria. I actually wrote the key things to your question down so that I make sure I hit them all. Could I have become stronger? How have I become stronger dealing with the various life experiences, and in my case, multiple traumas? It's funny because most days I don't feel strong at all. I feel very either weak because I have to go through that particular situation, or weak that I'm responding in a way that I think I shouldn't be. And that word is so bad for me, should. My therapist is always saying those are, what does he call them? Modal verbs, I believe. And the should, the ought, those things kill me. So I often feel weak. But when I sit down and I really kind of step out of it and look at myself in my totality, I have a lot to be grateful for, a lot to feel strong in, and I do feel stronger for my experiences. Basically, you want to know, could my spouse have spared me? Sure. Absolutely. That relationship and the person who I chose to get married comes to the table with his luggage, and I come with mine, and we unpack it together. And sometimes the unpacking is good, and sometimes it's a huge mess. And in my case, it was messy. And do I think my healing or my growth or my mental wellness could have been more secure had that relationship been healthier? Yes. But you said self-doubt, blame, insecurity, untrusting. What I realized once I stepped out of the marriage, once I chose to, basically, what I'm realizing is that my responses are fight or flight, right? Like, I'm either ready to fight or I dip and I go away. And I got to a point that I was tired of fighting, and I took my kids and I left. And it was only after I stepped out that I was able to see that all the self-doubt and the insecurity and the lack of trust started way before I met my spouse, which is why I was drawn, which is why I was attracted to, which is why I fell so blindly into that relationship, because, you know, he was exactly where I was at that time. And it wasn't in a good, healthy place. So, of course, the marriage mirrored that. The last part of your question, complete trust and security. Let me see that. The men we fall in love with, relationships are meant to build us up, not to tear us down. You want to know my feelings about that? Yeah, but any relationship should not tear you down. Fuck that. Marriage, your homegirls, your sister, your relationship should build you up. Life is too short. Days can feel too long. That if you don't got good people around, they don't need to be around. That's where I'm at. So whether that's my spouse, whether that's my mom, whether that's my friend from 20 years, I believe everyone should be bringing goodness to the circle, or get out my circle. So Vicky, I hope I addressed your questions, and I did a good job, and you feel like I've answered them. If not, hit me again, and I'll hit it tomorrow. The second question was from a young man who asked me, let's see if I can get his question. His question, can I speak about colors of Traumattire affecting certain mental illness? This is an awesome question. Thank you so much. Colors, yes, colors are really important. And the science behind it isn't as rigorous as other scientific fields. So there are a lot of like psychology blogs and different fashion people and therapists who have studied it. But, you know, if you're looking for the same nuts and bolts that some other scientific theories have, you're not going to find them. But from the research I've done, this is what I have learned and what I've incorporated into Traumattire. So colors signal action. They influence mood. They influence physiological reactions. That's proven. They can increase your blood pressure. They can increase your metabolism. Colors can also vastly strain your eyes. So which colors are good to wear, which colors are not good to wear? And again, this is not, you know, this is not set in stone. Feel free to wear whatever you want to wear. But there are certain colors, like yellow. Yellow is abrasive. It could invoke strong feelings. A lot of people think sunshine is bright. Yes, it can give a lot of energy, but also that might not be a good energy. It could bring frustration, anger. This actually, yellow doesn't increase your metabolism, so if you're worried about that. So yellow is not a color I'm using often. As someone who's kind of wired very quickly, I don't need yellow in my life. And the executive director of the Color Association actually said we have an innate reaction to color. So I think it's really important that we choose in this line very specific colors to invoke certain reactions and responses. Red, for instance, it makes your heart race. It can stimulate your appetite. So if you are trying to lose weight, don't be wearing red. But it invokes intense emotions, sometimes anger, sometimes love and comfort, depending on your past associations with it. Power, energy. I have a look in my line called Raging Courage, and those are different shades of red, different depths of them. And it is supposed to be an outfit. It's called Raging Courage. That's the outfit that you feel strong in. Also purple, mysterious, spiritual, imaginative, royalty, wealth, wisdom, exotic, honor and bravery. There will be some purples in the line. Orange, very similar to red, that it can invoke strong emotion, but it tends to be a little bit more soothing, and it draws attention, an energetic mood, it's positive. Orange is a great color for mood enhancement, although it's not a good color for all phenotypes. So your complexion, you know, not everyone could wear orange. It's funny, while I was doing this research, I came across this woman named Jeannie Mae, and she has a word that she's coined wearapy, where, you know, you can wear different colors to help your mood, and we use that as a more holistic therapeutic approach. What other colors there? Brown. Brown invokes reliability, strength, but sometimes can invoke sadness and loneliness. I think about a tree. A tree trunk is so strong and rooted, but alone. So this color can make you feel sophisticated, Warmth, but sad. Blue is creative. What does it say? But you can also, if you warn too much and if you're in a bad space, it can make you feelings of blue. You can actually feel sad. I think the color that's probably the most positive for mood enhancement is green. You can actually, if you put a thin layer of green over something you're reading, it helps stimulate comprehension, which I thought was freaking awesome. So there are a lot of, it reduces stress, green. It promotes, feelings of good luck and tranquility. This is a color that you're going to see a lot in Traumattire. So I took a good portion of time today to answer those 2 questions, which I thought were awesome questions. So you have one more day. Ask me some more questions. Like, share, get someone to follow Traumattire's page. And I will check y'all tomorrow.